neighbor.
I'm Isabella Riley.
And I'm Taylor Holt. Today, I talk with organizers of a local homeless drive about how we can all get active in helping our community.
Then, I speak with organizers of the Jane Goodall webinar coming up on November 18th. Plus, our own Aiyana Willoughby explores ACT's volunteering opportunities in Boone and App State. Join us as we say,
Hi, neighbor. Hi, neighbor. I'm Taylor Holt. Today, I'm speaking with Michaela McAdams about the homeless shelter drive here in Boone. What do you do for the homeless shelter drive?
So what I'm doing is organizing kind of everything, being the feet on the ground, being the voice to ask and get and request donation items.
Okay. And how did the idea to do this and to help out people in need kind of come about?
So I've lived in Boone for about a year now, and I moved here during the winter of last year, and it was pretty cold, it was pretty harsh, especially with the winds. And my fiance and I would walk on this little trail near our apartment, and we would see this homeless person that would sleep under the bridge every night, and it broke my heart. And so I started wanting to work with them and do things with them, but there's such a bigger community out there. And so with it getting colder and everything, I started thinking about doing a homeless shelter drive and getting items and things that they need.
If people want to donate, how do they go about bringing in items, and when can they?
They can bring any donated items, anything like socks, jackets. Socks are actually the number one requested item, but the least donated item. Any toiletry item that you can think of, anything that you would need on your daily life, they need to. Mm-hmm. And anything that you can think of to stay warm. It's not like they can come inside and get warm. They need warm things and warm clothes. So they can bring it to Holistic Health Solutions in Boone. It's, like Michael said, it's in a really nice location. And then you can drop it off between 12 and 5 every day, Monday through Saturday.
For homeless people who need these items, how can they get them?
So after the drive is over, the drive will be hosted from November 7th through the 21st, which you can bring it in any of those available days. But we will gather all the items at the end and take them in and give it to the employees or whoever at the homeless shelter, and they will go through and then distribute all the items.
Lastly, what kind of items can be donated, or what kind of items do you really need?
So like I said, the number one requested item is always socks. Socks, they're out on their feet, walking around, hot, cold weather all day, they don't get a break. So socks are definitely number one. Jackets, gloves, hats, toiletry items. The number one is actually feminine products for women. Those are widely needed. Anything, toothbrush, toothpaste, just towels, blanket, anything you can think of that you would need, bring the item.
Winter is upon us, and everyone needs to stay warm. If you have items you'd like to donate, drop them off at Holistic Health Solutions on Shadowline Drive. Until next time, bye, neighbor.
Neighbor, my name is Isabella Riley. Today, I have the honor of Zooming Dr. Lee Ball, the App State Chief Sustainability Officer. How are you today?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing great. Are you enjoying the weather?
Oh my gosh, yes. It's like spring again. I love warm fall days.
Ooh, it's great. I love that it's not too cold, but it's just enough temperature to go out and hike, and it's just amazing. So I'm gonna jump right in it. I know that you are hosting the live webinar with Dr. Jane Goodall on the 18th. Is that correct?
Yes, I am. So privileged and lucky to be doing this.
So can you tell me a little bit about that? What essentially that's going to be like, questions that are going to be asked, the entire, background of the webinar?
Yeah, so we had hoped to have Dr. Goodall here on campus in early September, and because of the pandemic, we had to change plans. We're currently working with her team to bring her back in the fall of 2021. So fingers crossed with that. But they reached out to us and said, "Hey, would you be interested in doing a virtual event with Dr. Goodall?" And we said, "Of course we are." And so we, figured out a date for that. And so, it's going to be the November 18th. And so basically what's going to happen is Dr. Goodall has a talk that she is currently doing called Reasons for Hope. And then after that is over, we're going to have App State students have the opportunity to ask her questions. And so that's really the gist of what's going to happen. and it'll probably go about an hour and a half. And it's going to be amazing. Zooming to England with Dr. Goodall and having her interact with our students.
What are you most excited for the webinar?
Well, her message right now, really urging us all to think deeply about climate change and the climate crisis and its impacts is very important. And, with everything that's going on in the world right now, there's not always, a very obvious reason for hope, but she gives us reasons for hope, and she sees reasons for hope. But she also understands that it's very difficult work. And so her message is really timely. So I look forward to just hearing what she has to say. And then, to be honest with you, I love interaction with students. And I just really look forward to sit back and watch Dr. Goodall interact with our App State students.
How can students register for this event?
They can go on, well, it's through Engage. So so everything has been pushed out through Engage. So that's where I would really direct students to go find out more information about the event.
And I know you said there would be a question and answer. If a student wanted to ask a question, how will they go about doing that?
We have pre-selected students for this. So we just had a very limited time, and we wanted to make sure that we had students that knew who she was and were really excited about her work. And so we've been working with them to develop questions, but these are just extremely passionate students, and they've got great questions that they've put out there. And I just can't wait to see how it all plays out.
And what would you say to encourage students to attend this event?
Oh, I would say, go on to Engage and register now, because there are a limited number of spots, 1,000 spots for the live event. And if you want to be a part of it, go to Engage and sign up. We really want you there.
Awesome. Is there anything else you want to tell us about Dr. Jane Goodall or the event in general, or about the Office of Sustainability?
Well, the Office of Sustainability has always got a lot going on. So I just recommend following us on social media, checking our website, and, reaching out and seeing how we can, work together to, on all the different things that we do. It's always a lot of exciting stuff happening. But as far as Jane Goodall, Dr. Goodall is one of the most famous female scientists in the world. She got into her work in a kind of an indirect way, and it was mostly based on her passion, and she just never gave up on her passion. And 60 years later, she's still doing the work, and she is one of the world's biggest advocates to combat the climate crisis. And she understands the intersectionality between climate justice and social justice and sustainability issues, and just her message is just really on point. She's like the Energizer Bunny. She's just goes and goes, and she's evidently we've heard she's Zooming all the time right now, like every day, just trying to get her message out there. And I encourage everybody to look her up if you're not as familiar with her. There are several documentaries about Dr. Goodall's life. The Jane Goodall Institute has a great website, and just learn more, because her story is really incredible.
Thank you so much for joining us today over Zoom.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thank you so much for having me.
You heard it here at TV, guys. If you haven't already, make sure to go on Engage so you can sign up for that live webinar with Dr. Jane Goodall on November 18th. Until next time, bye, neighbor.
Today, I'm here with Todd Carter, the Director of Development at the Hospitality House, to talk with us about their mission and volunteering opportunities they offer. Thanks for being here, Todd.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
So can you tell me about the Hospitality House and exactly what is it?
So Hospitality House is the point of entry for all homeless services in 7 counties. So we were founded here in Boone 36 some odd years ago, and we have expanded to now cover all 7 counties of the high country. So we work to help people who are living in homelessness, poverty, and hunger.
All right, so students wanting to get involved in that, how can they, what is something they can do for that?
Well, so we have a really active internship program, first of all. We are positioned as a learning lab for Appalachian State. We work really closely with AMP ambassadors and the ACT office. So people that are looking for an internship, we have internships in about 26 different disciplines. I've had graphic design, criminal justice, nursing, photography, public relations and marketing, communications, all that kind of stuff. That's some of the bigger opportunities. And right now it's kind of tough because we're limiting how many people are coming into our facility. Normally we have a extremely robust volunteer program, and it's kind of had to slow down right now because of COVID protocols and allowing people access to our building. We have our primary facility, which is where most volunteer actions take place, but we also have 16 other facilities in Wilkes County and Watauga County. And so right now we're gearing people towards the new word, 2020, virtual, virtual volunteering. One of the things that people can do is run our virtual 5K, our turkey trot, hiking to turkey trot. It's our 10th year this year, and we've had to go virtual. So folks can go to hcturkeytrot.org and run the race from wherever they are, or walk, or whatever. It's a really easy way to support our mission because funding, we struggle with funding. A great volunteer activity is do a blanket drive or a food drive. Our winter seasonal shelter just opened. We are desperately in need of blankets, and our food pantry has seen a huge increase since COVID of 49%. We need food. So it's not a lot of hands-on stuff right now, like coming and working at Hospitality House, but we want volunteers to be out in the community and helping pull those resources for us.
Is there a place on campus that students can go to donate the blankets or the food if they want to?
There's not a place on campus, but we have a donation table set up right outside of our loading dock area, and then people can drop off food and donations. Usually what people do is they email me, todd@hosphouse.org, and we set up a time that they can come over, and I'll make sure to meet them. Like the Nearly Naked Mile, past homecoming week, that benefits us every year. And so 4 big bags of winter clothing were collected, as well as a lot of donations we got on Venmo, Cash App. There's a lot of ways to get involved. We want to make it really, really easy for students and the community to be involved in our mission.
So the holidays are right around the corner. Can you tell our students and community members that are watching any specific volunteer activity they can do for the holidays, or a way that they contribute to the less fortunate?
So the biggest thing to do for the holidays right now is, I'm going to say it again, is we need money. So go and register for the Turkey Trot and do hcturkeytrot.org. And the t-shirts are awesome this year. The turkey has a mask on, and we got souvenir race bibs, souvenir t-shirts. That's a really easy way to do it. And then host those food drives and blanket drives and stuff, because we feed a lot of people, that not just people that live there. So sadly, because of COVID this year, our Thanksgiving dinner will be served on our front porch outside to people. And I want to say this to everyone, that we are prepared to serve over 300 people on Thanksgiving.
Oh, wow.
With all the fixins. Like, we eat really good. And so we had a local donor, and Kilwin's Ice Cream. They paid for our Thanksgiving meal. And so we encourage anyone, if you're hungry, to please come and enjoy a Thanksgiving meal with us. Even though it will be in a takeout container outside, it's going to be good.
So personally for you, what has been the most rewarding experience about working at the Hospitality House?
It is absolutely the people. I've been there 9 years now, and I'm a better human being than I was when I started. I continue to learn about people that and populations I would have never interacted with necessarily, and they teach me stuff every single day. It's amazing to be privy to those lives, and people think, oh, you're doing such good work. I'm the one that's getting the benefit and the blessing out of this.
That is amazing. Is there anything else you want to tell our viewers real quickly?
Just please check out our website at hosphouse.org. That's HOSPHOUSE.org for other ways to get involved. If you want to send us money, you can hit us up on Venmo, Cash App. You can text 707070 House to 707070 and text us money. I can't overestimate that enough. It's times are getting tougher with the winter hitting us, and our demand usually skyrockets anyway. And COVID has made that exponentially more difficult for us.
Well, thank you so much for joining us, and I hope to see you virtually at the Turkey Trot.
Yes, thank you.
Yes, of course. There you have it. There was some great insight on getting involved in our community and helping others. Special thanks to Todd for being here today. Up next, Aiyana Willoughby further explores what we can all do to help our neighbors. Don't go anywhere.
Hi neighbor, I'm Aiyana Willoughby, and today we learn more about volunteer opportunities in the High Country. Tune in as I speak with the ACT office to discuss volunteering during these times.
So Caroline, will you start by telling us what your position is in the ACT office?
Yeah, so hi, I'm Caroline Bendisman, and I'm a GA in the ACT office, Appalachian and Community Together. It's what it stands for. I work with community partners in the area, so our nonprofits, and I'm kind of work as a liaison between university resources for them and just places they can get plugged in. Students are a huge source of volunteering, a great resource for our community partners. So yeah, I kind of work coordinating that.
And what does the ACT office do?
Okay, so the ACT office works with students in a couple different ways. So we have, volunteering, local volunteer trips, whether that's working, local volunteer trips. We do ASEs, so kind of the outside of local, international in the United States. There's a lot of options for that. Right now we're doing some local ASEs, alternative service experiences. We also do civic engagement. We've been doing a lot of voter engagement for this election year, which has been pretty cool. So yeah, we're just trying to get students plugged in to become active citizens in our community.
Now that the pandemic has altered the way people give back, what are volunteer opportunities that are available to students right now?
Yes, so it's definitely altered the way we can give back internationally and domestically, especially locally, which is kind of my role to work with the local volunteers. So a lot of our nonprofits in the community are not taking volunteers right now, or they're doing some kind of hybrid options. So it just kind of depends on the community partner that you are wanting to volunteer for. We have a really great list of volunteer resources on our website, which is act@appstate.com. I have it up here. Or you can just search ACT App State in the Google bar on your laptop or computer, cell phone. And then we have a list of all of our nonprofits that are doing volunteering right now, whether it's online or in person. On this list, there's the agency, their contact, common volunteer activities, and any extra information that you might need to volunteer. So, for example, Hunger and Health Coalition is requiring a negative COVID test before volunteering. So it just has some good resources so you're prepared for when you get there, what you need to do to be COVID safe.
So how can students learn more about how to get involved with the ACT office? I know you mentioned the website earlier. Are there members of the ACT office that they can reach out to?
Oh yeah, so we have a lot of people working on our ACT team. That's what it's called. So they are a great resource. They know more about ACT than I do. They are just wonderful. So you can stop by our office if you're on campus. They are open to answer any questions that you might have. We also have an Instagram, which has all of our events, flyers for those. It's really, really helpful. You can always DM us on Instagram and we can answer any questions also. You can email anyone in our office, grad staff, ACT team members, and professional staff if you have any questions.
Since the season of giving is near, remember to help others and give back, especially during this pandemic. Until next time, bye neighbor.
That's all for this week. We can't wait to see you out all there giving back and helping our neighbors.
Make sure to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube at App TV for more student-made content. See you next Tuesday at 10 a.m. Until then, bye neighbor.